Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of June 17th through June 21st. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also look at opportunities to generate income using dividend payers and several option strategies. So let's get started. Firstly, we want to also wish all of our fathers happy Father's Day from all of us at the BeachBum Trading family. So again, happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there from the BeachBum Trading family. Welcome Douglas PC, Gerald Fitz. Thank you for joining us in the live chat today. Hope you all are doing well. And again, happy Father's Day to you all. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for June 17th through June 21st. We keep our notes for weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to do our market analysis, trade our top swing trading stocks to watch. If you haven't already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Make Money Trading in the Summer, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as again, that contains our market analysis, our trading strategies, and trade ideas for this trading week. We keep all of our notes documents for weekly trading game plans in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as previous weeks. And again, you can find a direct link to that Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome to Ricky Khan. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. So firstly, trade updates. We didn't change any positions this week, so we don't have any trade updates, but just a quick reminder, if you'd like to get real-time alerts when we enter or exit a trade, although again, I don't ever recommend anyone blindly follow us or anyone else into or out of a trade. If you'd like to get real-time alerts when we enter or exit a trade, you can get a real-time notification by joining our Patreon. We also have several channels in our Discord that generate alerts that can help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, that I'll show you quickly in our Discord that are accessible to our Patreons. The first is a Thinkorswim TOS alerts channel, where I have price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to the Thinkorswim alerts channel in our Discord. And again, if I follow that up with an actual trade, then I would reply to that alert in the Thinkorswim channel, so you can see when Mosaic hit its 52-week low, etc. FANGU hit a new high, that gets posted in the Thinkorswim channel. If I make a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim price alert, then I'd post that in the trade alerts channel. And we also have automated systems that generate automated alerts posted to our Discord when stocks are moving up, breaking out near our price target. And you can hear how that all works via the link to that video in our notes and also on our channel. And again, a great resource for short-term traders, day traders to see sector rotations, etc. So those get posted in the alerts channel in our Discord, so we can see when BOO is breaking out, USAS breaking out, REO, etc. So again, it's a great way to watch sector rotation, see very short-term movements, see when something is breaking out, moving up, so you can trade accordingly, be it a scalp trade, day trade, etc. So again, plenty of additional tools to help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, whatever time frame your trading style is. Welcome LinkedIn. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So now we'll go over the updates to our top swing trading stocks to watch lists, and we can also see those in our watch list Google Sheet, and also we'll look at the charts in Webull. So firstly, we've had FANGD in our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Yesterday we saw last week FANGU, which is the long. We look for a top as the entry point. Gapped up, made a new 52-week high. So I'm not, as I'll discuss both FANGU and SOXL, I'm not overly eager to jump into these, but I've left them into our top swing trading stocks to watch list and bullpen for short-term day traders, more aggressive, shorter-term trades, and we'll see. We might get a gap refill, etc. And we saw that again yesterday. Again, we'd be looking for a top in FANGU or reversal in FANGU to then short the FANG stocks with FANGD, like profit taking in the mega cap techs. We have a video that discusses and compares a couple of the ETFs you can use to short the FANGs. So if you prefer BERZ to FANGD, you can see that comparison in the video and also compare them in our ETFs Google Sheet. Welcome to Crow. Thank you for joining us. The other one we have in our main top swing trading stocks to watch list that we've had for a couple of weeks, we scalped briefly previously, is SIRI XM. So we've had it in our watch list for a little while. You can hear our thesis on the potential arbitrage situation between Liberty Media and Sirius XM, and that Warren Buffett's been buying up both sides of that merger with that division of Sirius and Liberty Media XM via that quick take video. When Siri's been difficult to find an entry point, we'll see several failed breakouts, and I'll talk about some of the challenges in trading Siri when we get into the charts in Webull. So a couple additional tools our Patreon members can also take advantage of is now we keep our watch list stocks and our bullpen, our shopping list stocks, all in a Google Sheet that we'll take a look at in a second. So that gets automatically updated at the end of each day with our top swing trading stocks to watch, bullpen stocks, shopping list stocks, etc. And you can hear how you can use that Google Sheet to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, make money trading via the links to these videos in our notes. Also, we have a channel, so after that Google Sheet is generated, if I do make any updates to our watch list or our bullpen stocks, our Patreon members also have access to the stocks watch list channel in our Discord. So we can see when I added Mosaic to the bullpen on the 11th, I would post that update to the stock watch list channel in our Discord. So again, you'll be notified of any updates after the Google Sheet's been generated in the stocks watch list channel in our Discord. So again, we hope that all helps. Welcome, Logan Flips. Thank you for joining us. So here's the watch list sheet for our watch list Google Sheet. So again, our Google Sheet also contains price targets, risk reward profiles, links to the profiles in FinViz, dividend information, also optionality information. So if you're looking for something you can sell covered calls on, execute wheel strategy, we have all that information and near real-time updates to the prices from Google Finance functions. So there's about a 20-minute delay, but again, adequate for our style of swing trading. So we can see we've got FANGD and SIRI. Again, you can see the price targets and the current risk-reward profiles for our top swing trading stocks to watch list. If I jump over to Webull and look at the charts for those, again, we'll look at FANGU first, as that's our determinant for an entry point in FANGD. Again, we can see it gapped up, broke through that resistance briefly, got somewhat rejected on Friday, came back down, but again, gap up. If we do get a reversal correction, again, if you're a short-term trader, scalper, might be an opportunity with FANGD. When FANGU reverses and heads back down, again, possibly for a gap fill. Again, I'm not overly eager to jump into shorting the FANGs, as we've got AI FOMO, the mega cap techs, Magnificent Sevens have been pretty much driving the market lately. I expect that to continue until we see some significant profit taking or some risk off, even though the Magnificent Seven are kind of considered risk-off play as it is. Another reason I'm not overly eager is we can see the all-time high on FANGU is 550. It's currently in the 430 area. So there is more potential upside in FANGU. So again, I would be careful. But if you do want a short-term scalp, we see that reversal. I think you can make some money with shorting the FANGs with FANGU and then catching the bounce or shorting with FANGD and then catching the bounce with FANGU. So again, I hope that all helps. Sirius XM, again, it's been tricky to trade. Well, if I zoom in, we'll see we've had a couple attempts to break out that failed, got rejected. We recently had another attempt to break out of that pivot point, failed, got rejected, made a new lower low. So I haven't really found a good entry point. The other thing that makes this challenging to trade, if you watch the level 2s on these breakout points, somebody throws a very large orders, bids in the thousands on the bid. It pops up, and then we see very aggressive sellers come in and stuff it back down. So again, I'm trying to be patient, be careful with this, and see if it actually is going to break out. As we saw, Sirius XM has a pretty high float or short floats in the 22-23%. So it looks like people are attempting to squeeze it, but it also has a very large float, and then it's been getting stuffed. So far, every attempt to break out has gotten stuffed and failed, and then again, it makes a new lower low. So again, I'm trying to be patient, wait for a confirmation of that breakout. Might have to pay up a little bit from the low. But again, since those breakouts are getting stuffed, I think that would be a little bit safer play. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about our bullpen stocks as well. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're offering a number of promotional offers right now for opening and funding an account. So if you open and fund your Webull account with $25K or more, you get 75 free fractional shares of stock worth up to $3,000. Under $25K, you get 20 free fractional shares of stock. They're also offering a 1.25 cash bonus on transfers of investments and a 3.5% match on transfers or new contributions to an IRA. So if you're not already using Webull, we use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, the majority of our trading. And if you use our affiliate link in the description box below, you can get all these bonuses and also help support our BeachBum trading community, which we greatly appreciate. So if I go back to my bullpen stocks, go through the updates to our bullpen very quickly, then again, we can look at them in our Google Sheet and in Webull. So the first one we've been watching for a little while is CPSH. This is a small, relatively low float electronics components company. You can hear more details of our assessment of CPSH and why we like it via the link to that video in the notes or on our channel. We talked about Mexico, so MEXX is the long on Mexico. We saw how Mexico broke down on their elections. We'll see it did try to make a bounce and then got rejected, trailed back down, made a new low. So we're waiting to see where the bottom in MEXX is for a rebound in the Mexican market. There's several ETFs you can use to trade Mexico, and you can hear a comparison of those ETFs and pick the one you like via the link to that video. Putting Mosaic, as you saw in the Discord channel, I added Mosaic back to the bullpen. It's come back down. You saw also in the alerts it broke its 52-week low, so that triggered me to take another look at Mosaic. Mosaic's also a dividend payer, so we can also watch it in our dividend payers Google Sheet, but I wanted to keep a close eye, see if Mosaic's going to bottom and swing back up, see if there's an opportunity there, and again, collect some dividends there. Another dividend payer that we're adding to our bullpen that we talked about in last week's part 2 is we identified PBT, showed up as a multiple bottom, double bottom in FinViz's profile. We looked at the charts, etc. for PBT in last week's part 2, and I'll probably release that as a separate video as soon as I'm able. I also added it to our dividend payers Google Sheet, as this is a decent dividend payer, and we'll also look at it in our dividend payers Google Sheet in a minute as well. So possible dividend payer to swing trade if it holds that multiple bottom, that double bottom, as we'll see. The other one we've been watching along the technology sectors is SOXS. So SOXS is the short on semiconductors. We also saw yesterday, looking at SOXL, gapped up, been pretty exuberant on NVIDIA. Their stock split. Then we had Broadcom had positive earnings, etc. So got a big gap up in SOXL. So just like FANGU, if we get a correction or reversal, a gap fill, again, more so for short-term traders, scalpers, and we'll see where the top also is in SOXL for, a possible longer-term swing. So again, look for the top resistance, rejection in SOXL as an entry point for SOXS, and you can hear how we use those to trade semiconductors via the link to that video. Again, now it's much easier for us to watch our bullpen stocks as well. Again, the concept of the bullpen stocks in the past, particularly, is ones that don't necessarily have a top swing trading stock to watch set up at the moment, but they look like they may in the near future. So I tend to put them in the bullpen, periodically revisit them. But again, in our watch list Google Sheet, now it's much easier to see what the risk reward profile is, what the movement is, where are they. And we can, make trading decisions much quicker using our Google Sheet. So again, we hope that all helps. I go over to Webull and look at my bullpen watch list. Again, great thing in Webull, you can have multiple watch lists, quick and easy to jump through various watch lists, scroll through the individual stocks. So here's CPSH, that electronics components. You see it's been pretty flat. Previous low was at 162. It's hovering below that pivot point. So we're just looking for that CPSH to swing back up. Kind of low float, so it's a bit choppy. So I tend to look at the level 2 to see if I can find a support in the level 2 where it's potentially going to bounce, swing back up. MEXX on Mexico. So again, on their election, we saw that, major gap down, saw a slight attempt to bounce, got rejected, retraced back down, broke down through support. So it's not real clear where the bottom on that is. We zoom way out, we can see a lower support level at 12. We've got that pivot at 16. Got a decent amount of upside up into the 70s. If we do get a bounce, the recent highs were in the 37 or so. So, potential double when it does bounce. So the question is, where is it going to find support? At that 16 pivot or at that 12 area? So we'll wait to see where that support level is and play a rebound in Mexico. Mosaic. So again, we see it broke down, made a new 52-week low. If we zoom out on it, again, downtrending. Looks like, there might be some support in the, 27-ish area, 28-ish area. So we'll see where that support level is, where Mosaic swings back up. Plenty of upside to 75. So again, just waiting to see where it's going to bottom since it just made a new 52-week low. I want to highlight that comment Ricky Kahn made is, yes, there was some news out on SIRI that they might be replaced in the in the NASDAQ, or I don't know if it was the NASDAQ or the SPY, but I guess so far it has not been announced that they're going to be replaced. I know there were news items again that was a rumor, and that may have caused some downside on SIRI late last week. Here's PBT, again, that dividend payer on oil and gas, Permian Basin oil and gas. So we see it's made this, double bottom. It's like the bottom, Let me look at my support level. So 1095, so about 11. So right around 11. It's had this nice tweezer at 1082 or so. So 1095, 1082. It's got, decent upside. Up into the 26s. Again, we can see a lot of support in the 1120 area as well. So again, we'll just see where PBT bottoms and swings back up. Talked about SOXS and SOXL. So again, SOXL doesn't look like it quite made a new 52-week high. We got that gap up, slight correction. If we zoom out, see it's got plenty of upside to the 70s, 73. So again, it got rejected. So again, possible good scalp day trade opportunity for those of you that are more nimble. More aggressive. You see it's approaching that resistance level, might get a bounce. So again, I'm not overly eager to jump into that, but when we see those types of reversals, that may be an opportunity to make some money with SOXS short, SOXL long on the rebounds. Again, the sentiment's still pretty high with NVIDIA, Broadcom, etc., AMD. So definitely AI FOMO driving it up. But again, short-term trading, I think you can make some money with that pair. Ricky's asking about NVIDIA gapping up again. That's hard to tell. You can see it's the sentiment's very positive, a lot of FOMO. They did the stock split, so that opens up some new capital to enter, new options to enter. See, it's pretty volatile, so you could get a gap up, you could get a reversal. So again, a lot of volatility. Not something I'm pursuing. But again, we do have the single stock ETFs in our ETFs Google Sheet if you'd like to trade NVIDIA using our single stock ETFs. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about our shopping list, look at an addition to our shopping list. Okay, the concept of our shopping list is we always recommend you have a shopping list of stocks that you want to buy on an irrational reaction to earnings, a correction in the market for longer term swings, longer term holds. Again, we recommend that you avoid the zombie stocks, zombie companies. Again, we heard the Fed decision, June Fed decision last week, and they're only going to cut potentially once this year. So higher for longer is going to put more pressure on money-losing companies, zombie companies. Again, rates are going to stay higher for longer. Again, if you'd like to do an analysis of how long a company can stay cash flow positive, um, our Patreon members can also use this biotech due diligence Google sheet to calculate the quarter's cash flow positive for any money-losing company, not just biotechs. So one I want to add to our shopping list is Intel, INTC. We've been watching opportunities to sell puts on Intel. Seems like it's hovering around that 30 area. So I wanted to be able to more closely watch Intel. So I've added it to our shopping list. You can also see our shopping list of stocks in the shop list tab in our watch list Google sheet. So if I look at Intel, see right now it's at about 30.45, 52-week low, 29.73. Got a support level at 19. If I just open up their profile, again, you can quickly access their FinViz profiles via the links in our Google sheet. And you see it kind of looks like it's kind of basing at 30, but I think it has better support at around 25. So 29, 25. So I kind of wanted to see if this 30 level was going to hold. If so, we might take a shot and buy some Intel at 30. I am looking at puts, and we'll see in our puts ROIC Google sheet. I've got I'm watching the puts at 25. So either buy the shares at 30, sell puts at 25. Maybe some of both, whichever is better. But again, I wanted to see if this 30 level was going to hold, and maybe that's a decent point to buy. Not quite a double. Recent high at 51. Again, Intel's been the laggard in the semiconductor sector. They've had very high capex. They're building a foundry, etc. So I don't expect it to turn around quickly. I'm not a big fan of it, but it looks like, again, a possible swing back up, long-term swing play. And, it's got more upside in the longer term up into the 70s. So, again, it looks like that 25 area is a pretty good support area. So that's the question. Is it going to hold 30 or drop down to 25? And where's the best place to buy Intel? So that's, again, why I wanted to put it on the shopping list. Keep an eye on it. Gerald Pitts is asking about SIRI. No, we were talking about the rumor that SIRI was going to be dropped from the NASDAQ. But again, that rumor has not yet been confirmed. So again, other things we have in our shopping list, some of the mega caps, Amazon, we have Disney. Disney broke below 100, so keep an eye on that. If it drops further, we also are looking at selling puts on Disney, but again, we might buy shares if it drops down to that near that 52-week low. Some of the REITs we watch, Land, LTC, Realty Income, Stag. They all had a rebound due to the reduction in rates and mortgages, etc. Still watching Path. We talked about past couple weeks that earnings, their CEOs getting replaced by the previous founder. So again, it's kind of in the penalty box. They do lose money, but they have made money. So it's kind of a turnaround play. As we'll see also in my puts ROIC Google sheet, I'm looking at potentially selling puts. So again, that's another turnaround play. We talked about my thesis of why I like Path as an automation play, a supplement to AI. I know they tout it as an AI play. And again, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. JEP-E and JEP-Q. MSB for steel, MP Materials coming down. Keep an eye on that one a little bit. Pfizer, similarly. And then Tesla and TSLY, which is the yield max on Tesla. So again, we can keep an eye on those in the shop list tab in our Google Sheet. So I hope that all helps. Welcome, Balu Dog. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So next I'm going to open up our Dividend Payers Google Sheet, talk about some updates to our dividend payers. So if anyone in the chat has a particular dividend payer you would like to look at, let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about the updates to our dividend payers and look at any dividend payers that you all would like to look at. Again, you can get access to our Dividend Payers Google Sheet 24/7. Use it to create your own schedule of dividend payers, whatever income stream, risk-reward profile, categories you would like by joining our Patreon. Also, we have a whole series of videos on how you can use our Google Sheet to find the best dividend-paying stocks. So you can reference that series of videos via the link in our notes and on our channel. So a couple quick additions, changes to our Dividend Payers Google Sheet is I added PBT. We had previously done research on the dividend payment information for PBT, so we added it to our Bullpen. So I moved the dividend payment information up to our main sheet in our dividend payers. The other one I want to look at, Easy Mike mentioned JAAA yesterday, and we took a look at the profile of JAAA, Janice Henderson, AAA CLO, in PinBiz yesterday. And since it's a dividend payer, pretty stable dividend payer, I wanted to do the analysis of the yield, etc. So we put that in the ad sheet in our dividend payers. So we'll quickly take a look at that. So here's again the dividend payment information for JAAA, Janice Henderson AAA CLO. Pays a 26-cent monthly most recently. We can see it's got a nominal yield of 6%. So then we looked at the price appreciation near term, very little, even 52-week low. It's performed positively for the year, longer term, so not a whole lot of price appreciation. But we saw in the chart in FinViz yesterday, it's been on a steady uptrend. So if you're looking for a stable dividend payer, it's got a net yield, if we take into account, the performance of 8%. So relatively positive. It's a little bit high at the moment. So 50-75 is kind of in the middle of the range. So risk reward's not great. Possibly on the next dividend date, you might get a better risk reward profile, get the bounce back up that we've seen yesterday in JAAA. So again, now you can track the yield information for JAAA also in our dividend payers Google Sheet. We are still in APLY, which is the yield max on Apple. I do have a break-even stop in. I wanted to see Apple had a pretty healthy run last week after their WWDC. Initially, again, not a real positive reaction. Then it had a 10% plus boost. But this APLY didn't get a whole lot over 18. So I'm not sure if it's going to hold that support level, continue up, or break down. If so, we'll take break even on our price appreciation. We've got about 4 months worth of dividends out of APLY. So we might stop out break even on price appreciation, or if it'll continue to go up, then I'll just trail that stop. CRT, that's another oil and gas one we were watching. It's a little higher than what I'd like right now, but another one to keep an eye on. Another monthly dividend payer on oil. FDP, Fresh Del Monte, continue to break down. Another one I've been looking at, but it's breaking down. They're losing money. Hershey's come down a little bit. Might be attractive. IEF and IEI, pretty popular. Iridium, it's a satellite losing money company. We'd like to get back into land or LTC. Again, keeping an eye on those in our shopping list. Mosaic, again, here's the dividend payment information on Mosaic, about 21 cents quarterly. So again, not really a great dividend yield. So we'd be looking at swing for more price appreciation in Mosaic. We could see that 52-week low about 26.95. So if we get a swing back up long term, it's got a decent price appreciation. ARC, again, yield max on ARC K, but we'd be looking for a bottom in ARC K. Here's the dividend information again on PBT. So again, it's a nominal yield of about 5.7. It's performed, pretty poorly this year, but, decent price appreciation on a swing back up. So, not bad nominal yield, but again, we'd be swinging it more for price appreciation. Here's the dividend information on SIRI, Sirius XM. Again, not one we were looking at for dividend payment, more for price appreciation on a swing back up. But, we'll take the dividend while we're holding it, waiting for it to swing back up. Tate, I still haven't seen news explaining why it declined, so I keep looking, but till I see some reason why it's continuing to decline, holding off on Tate. Quick reminder as well, you can find the distribution schedule for all the yield maxes in the reference sheet of our dividend payers. So we see they just went ex-dividend on the 6th, June 6th. Next ex-dividend is 7.5, which is right after July 4th. So I would expect you probably have to get in, before whatever day that is. Let's see if I can see what day that is. Okay, so July 4th is a Thursday, July 5th is a Friday, so you'd have to get in on Wednesday, July 3rd, if you want to get the July dividend on the yield maxes for July. So, okay, I'll leave that up for now. If anyone else has another dividend payer you want to look at, again, you could find the yield maxes, other yield maxes. We've got quite a few of them in either the ad sheet or our main dividend payers sheet. You just do a find on yield max and find it in the ad sheet, etc. And if there's any that you want us to add to our dividend payers or any of the other yield maxes or any other dividend payer, just let me know, put it in the comments in our Discord, etc. We can plug it in, have our automated systems collect the information for those dividend payers and update our dividend payers Google Sheet. So hope that all helps. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about option strategies. I'm glad you like that CPSH too, Gerald. I hope that helps. Okay, in addition to using dividend payers to generate income, and in addition to all of our swing trading, scalp trading, etc., some other strategies we use to generate money, make money trading, is option strategies. So we sell covered calls on our positions when they're going up, buy them back when they're coming down. You can see our covered call strategy and how you can use this new Google Sheet to do what-if analysis on selling and buying back covered calls by joining our Patreon. And also, again, you can hear how that all works via the link to the video in our notes. We also sell puts when stocks are going down, buy them back when they're going back up. You can see our criteria for that, and we use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to help us identify opportunities to sell and then buy back puts. And we have a whole series of videos, option strategies for beginners with examples on how you can use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to find options to sell puts at and then buy them back and generate income that way. So a couple of updates to our puts ROIC Google Sheet I want to go over, and then we'll look at opportunities there. Firstly, I rolled the June 21 expirations to July 19th on June 11. So you'll see we use a 40-day window as the optimal window to sell puts. So when that window breached the 7/19 date, I thought, and again, VIX has been relatively low, so I wanted to see if we could get some better premium by rolling those out to 7/19. Also, we'll see, Albemarle has broken down, so I moved the puts out on Albemarle. We had it at 105, so I rolled that one down to 95, and I added 100. This one's, showing some attractiveness in terms of ROIC, return on invested capital, and I wanted to see both the delta. We would like ideally below a 0.3 delta, and which would have the most attractive premium. So again, now we can compare different strike prices, same or different expirations in our puts ROIC Google Sheet. Also, I moved out the UI path $10 strike option to January of 25. It didn't offer much premium in the short term, but if I go longer term, and again, since we're considering that as a longer term potential recovery turnaround play, I might be willing to buy the January 25s, and we'll see those are potentially attractive as well. So here's the main sheet of our puts ROIC Google Sheet. So you get Disney starting to come down a little bit, starting to get somewhat attractive, but the ROIC is not appreciable yet. Also, Tesla had come down some. Again, we watch for Tesla puts. The previous bottom was around 140 or so. So again, you can keep an eye on some of these, see if they start to become more attractive. Look at our research sheet. Here's the two Albemarles. So we've got one at 95, one at 100, one at 95 is negative 0.31 delta, so still a little bit above our threshold, but it's showing a 6% ROIC. The 100 is showing a 35 delta, so again, they're projecting that now has a reasonable probability of getting exercised. But another thing to consider that I'm looking at with this Albemarle one is if I subtract the purchase price, the premium from the purchase price, you can see for this 95, I identified a top at about 1240, so that gives me a 9% ROIC, and that would give us a price of Albemarle at about 83. So if we look at the chart quickly for Albemarle, you see it's breaking down. It's been trending down. So if I go very long term, the bottom is about 93 there. That looks like a possible support level around 93. So if I were to sell the 95s, even though it's got a 30% delta at 95, I don't think the buyer would probably exercise them until they get about 80, 83, 82. So possible way to generate income, and the probability that they'd actually be exercised may be lower than what that delta indicates. So again, something to consider when selling puts is, again, they could exercise it at 95 or below, but those would be out of the money until they recover the premium for which they bought them, which in the Albemarle case would be 12. So again, something I'm considering selling is the Albemarle puts. We also talked about the path. Not much else over 5% ROIC. Mosaic, again, we're watching that in the bullpen. Another option would be if those puts get up over 5%. So here's UiPath for January of 25. So you can see that's showing at a 7%, still below the 0.3 delta. So I'm seriously considering selling some puts on UiPath. I identified a top price at 120. So again, that's one I'm closely watching, and I may sell some puts on UiPath as close to that 120 or higher as possible. So again, you can see how you can use this puts ROIC Google Sheet. We can see what stocks are moving up, moving down. We see what the ROIC, who has an attractive return on capital. Again, anything over 5% is better than I'm getting on my cash, but obviously a higher risk with options than 5% I'm getting on my cash. Okay. Douglas PC is asking to look at VXN. Is that something we can find in FinBiz? No, that must be a future. VXN for the NQ VIX. So that must be the future volatility on the NQ. Again, for futures trader, thank you for that pointer, Douglas PC. Welcome, Doug M. Happy Father's Day to you. Okay, lastly, had a couple requests to look at some tickers, and if anyone else in the chat has any others you want to look at or any other topics you want to discuss, let me know. I'll try to catch those. If I missed your ticker, your question earlier, I apologize, and please put those back in the chat. Let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about some individual stocks and answer any other questions that you might have. Okay, I just wanted to check to see if that VXN would show up at all in FinBiz, even as a future, and it does not. So it's something you'd have to watch in Thinkorswim or in another futures platform. So this week, Easy Mike asked us to take a look at Axon. I haven't seen Easy Mike in the chat today, so I'm not sure exactly what he's looking for in Axon, but we'll take a quick look at it. I know they're a taser company, so it shows as an aerospace and defense. You see it recently made a multiple top. Possibly he's looking for this rebound off the support level as a short-term swing back up to that multiple top. Again, they do make quite a bit of money. Again, this is a taser company. It's used to be one of the what they called riot stocks, along with DGLY. DGLY, we've been a bag holder for a long time on that one. You also have POW, POWW, RAP. I like their technology, but I don't even know if they're still around. I know they lose money. So again, tend to react to riots, protests, shootings, etc., and/or additional funding bills for police to buy body cameras, tasers, etc. So again, we see Exxon's pretty high. So again, I'm guessing Easy Mike was looking at this for a rebound. So bottomed almost to tweezer bottom. Looks like it's rebounding. So again, they do make money. Doesn't look like they pay a dividend. Is optionable. Debt's not too bad. Floats, somewhat high. Not heavily shorted. See if there's any short-term news. I don't see anything down since earnings, so maybe a rebound after earnings. So develop, manufacture electrical weapons for personal defense, tasers, accessories, wearables, cloud and mobile products. So again, they make decent money, have positive EPS. So net income increasing, looks pretty good. EPS increasing. So it must have been their guidance that was received less than positively. It looks like it made a top. They beat on EPS, beat on revenue. So again, it must have been guidance that caused the downturn, but it does look like it bottomed, swinging back up. Come up to that moving average, got rejected slightly. So again, potential for a short-term recovery back up to that multiple top. But again, probably going to get rejected at that multiple top unless they get some kind of catalyst, some kind of news. The other one Easy Mike asked to look at was MCI. Again, I'm not sure exactly what he's looking for in MCI. We'll take a look at it very quickly. This isn't the telephone company. This is Bearing Corporate Investors, closed-end fund. Looks like it's debt-based. Again, looks like it bounced up. Dividend payer. So it looks like it's in a pretty tight channel. So got rejected off that upper trend line, bounced down to the lower trend line, bounced back up. So again, if you're looking for short-term swings, scalps on a dividend payers, got 8% nominal dividend yield, not optionable, pretty small float. Performance this year has been 22%, so it's performed real well, upward trend. Let's look at what type of debt they're covering. Might be like that CLO, JAAA that we just looked at. So it's a mutual fund, fixed income markets, invest in securities companies operating across diverse sectors, private placement, below investment grade, long-term corporate debt. So this is a little bit lower grade than that JAAA. But again, if you're interested in corporate debt, we can see again private placement of corporate debts performed quite well. Had some bounces down to 17, back up to 19. So again, short scalp, short swings, and again, that may be what Easy Mike is looking for, is to play those bounces and swing back up. while collecting, this 8% dividend. So again, potential dividend payer you might want to consider. Looks like they paid 39 cents in May. Last one was in December. Not sure why they're showing a miss in a quarter in November. So it looks sporadic, their dividend payments. So if anyone else has any comments or experience with either Axon or MCI, please put that in the comments. Easy Mike, if you hear this later, if you could let us know more of your thesis on either Axon or MCI and what you're looking for in those. If you put them in the comments or in our Discord, that would be helpful, and then we can follow up with those again later. So again, just a quick reminder, our Discord is free to join. You can get access to all the channels with the exception of the few I pointed out that are exclusive to our Patreons, but we have channels for all different asset classes, different trading styles, and you can find a free invite in the description box below. So I don't see any other questions or ticker symbols. Gerald Fitz is asking about FAZ. FAZ is the short on the financial sector. We are still long FAZ, looking, and it was trending up. It's been volatile. Looking for that to go profitable, and then I'll get a stop in underneath FAZ. Again, FAS is the long, FAZ is the short. I was kind of early into FAZ, so again, once that becomes profitable, I'll get a stop in underneath that and see if we can get any profit. But yeah, I think the Crow mentioned yesterday that FAS, long, FAZ, short-term trading, scalping are still in play right now. So again, we hope that you like this content. We hope you'll smash the like button for us. Help us get the YouTube algorithm to show us some love someday. But we'd really appreciate it if you would directly share our content with your fellow traders and friends via any of the social media channels. Again, if you have any other questions, comments, recommendations for improvement, we'd love to hear them in the comments to any of our videos, in our Discord. Also, you can find links to all of our social media sites on our homepage, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. And again, you can find our postings and ask us any questions, suggestions for improvement via our social media sites. So via the links on our homepage. So again, thank you for everyone who participated in the live chat, everyone who's watching after the fact. We hope you have a great Father's Day, a great rest of your weekend, and a great trading week. And we hope to see you all back next week for our next weekly trading game plan. So thank you again and have a great day.